Lesson 10. What are the scientific things the Qur'an tell us about many years before they were discovered? Produced by Mansoureh Shobeyri, translated by Shobeyri, English voice by Seyed Hossein. 9 shocking facts on the Qur'an's verses. Most living things consist of water, and the Qur'an says this in one of its verses, as it states, "We made every living thing from water. Will they not believe?" 2. As iron isn't a natural material on Earth, it came down with meteorites from distant stars during Earth's early life. In the Qur'an, it says we sent down iron with its many inherent benefits and strengths to humanity. The sky as we know it protects all life from lethal sun rays and also keeps heat trapped in, so the difference in temperature between night and day isn't so different that life cannot be harbored. The Qur'an mentions this in the following verse. "We made the sky a protective ceiling, yet they are turning away from our signs." 4. The Qur'an says that the earth is a resting place and the mountains provide deep roots, and science today says that this is true and that mountains do indeed have huge roots under the ground, and this wasn't figured out till the 20th century. 5. The Qur'an also says how the universe keeps expanding even though the technology at that time wasn't advanced enough to know this, and it says it in the following verse. "And it is we who have built the universe with our creative power and keep expanding it." 6. The Qur'an also mentions that the sun orbits in a circle at the center of the solar system, and it says it in this verse. "It is He who created night and day, the sun and the moon, each floating in its orbit." 7. The Qur'an also describes unbelievers perfectly in this verse. "Darkness out in a deep ocean which is covered by waves, above which are also waves, above which are clouds of darkness, one upon the other. When one puts out his hand, they can hardly see it. Those that God gives no light have no light." This is true because the ocean not only has waves on its surface, but also waves deep inside the ocean, and these can only be detected by special equipment. 8. The Qur'an also says how to spot somebody lying in this verse that was revealed at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. "No, indeed, if he does not stop, we will seize him by the forehead, his lying, sinful forehead." This is interesting because the front of the brain by the forehead is the part that lets a person lie and do actions. So the Qur'an says which part of the brain lies and sins. 9. For a long time, it was thought that the brain was responsible for detecting pain, but recently it was discovered that the skin is responsible for that as it has pain receptors. The Qur'an shows this knowledge of this discovery in the following verse. "We shall send those who reject our revelations to the fire. When their skins have been burned away, we shall replace them with new ones so that they may continue to feel pain. God is almighty and all-wise." This verse shows and hints that the skin is the thing that feels pain and not the brain, as the brain just interprets the pain.
أَمْ خُلِقُوا مِنْ غَيْرِ شَيْءٍ أَمْ هُمُ الْخَالِقُونَ.
Can a person be his own creator, or were they created by nothing, or were they the creators of themselves? So we understood that God is the creator of everything and that He is an infinite existence. And because He is infinite, He has no partner, no son, no wife, and no family. He is the one and only God. Since we want to be true Muslims and believe in God, we must learn a Quranic verse in Arabic and understand its meaning in English.
لا إله إلا الله.
This very important verse is, "There is no other God in the world but the one and only God." Because we love to be true believers and heaven seekers, we must know monotheism in its types so that we are truly monotheists. So in the next lesson, we will talk about monotheism with its 4 divisions. Goodbye.